No one saved a seat for me and my son at the family reunion. It is just a celebration of success, my brother said. Then Mom added, his daughter is the real winner here, so I ordered pizza, ate alone with my son, and watched us on national news. The next morning, my phone could not stop buzzing. My name is Jim. I am 34, a patrol sergeant, and the only one in my family who wears a uniform that is not a tux. I work nights more often than not. I pack lunches, scrub spaghetti off a secondhand high chair, and braid my 8-year-old's hair the way YouTube taught me. In my family, I've always been the background guy. Useful, quiet, reliable. My younger brother, Adam, is the star. He speaks and people clap. I show up and people hand me chairs to stack. I grew up on the edge of their spotlight. Report cards. If we both brought home A's, he got a dinner out and I got good, keep it up. When he wrecked Mom's Camry, Dad called it a teachable moment. When I cracked a phone screen, I got a lecture about responsibility and 3 months of chores. That rhythm never changed. It just got more expensive. These days, I try not to care. I have got a kid who thinks I am a superhero because I can open stubborn pickle jars and do the voice for every character in her favorite cartoon. Her name is Lily. She counts how many stars we can find on the walk from the car to our apartment. Last week, she asked why Grandma never frames our pictures. I told her we do not print enough. She believed me. Kids believe you if you say it kindly enough. The invitation to the reunion came in a group text. Big celebration of success with 3 trophy emojis and a link to a sign-up sheet. The location was a rented pavilion at the county park. The agenda was not subtle. Toast Adam's new venture and scholarship shout-out for Emma. Emma is Adam's daughter. She is smart and sweet. I buy her science kits on clearance. It was not the venture or the scholarship that bothered me. It was the part where Mom wrote, please wear something nice. I wear something nice every day. It just has my last name sewn on. We showed up right on time. Me in clean chinos, Lily in the blue dress she saves for fancy pizza. The pavilion was full of white tablecloths, balloons, and a banner with Adam's company logo stretched next to a collage of Emma at award ceremonies. There were name cards at the tables. I scanned for hours and felt that familiar heat in my neck. 3 long tables, 26 seats, Adam's family, grandparents, friends of the venture. No Jim. Daddy, where do we sit? Lily asked, clutching her stuffed fox. I tried to make my voice cheerful. We will find a spot, Bug. We did not. When I asked Mom, she smiled tight. Oh, honey, it is a celebration of success. Adam only had so many paid seats with the caterer. You know how these things are. Adam slid in behind her, clapped my shoulder like I had wandered into the 50p lounge by mistake. There are picnic benches over by the trees, he said. Super casual, man. You do not mind, right? He did not wait for my answer. I stood there holding 2 paper plates and a knot in my chest. Lily squeezed my hand and whispered, it is okay, Daddy. I like trees. We walked to the edge of the grass. I pretended the wind felt good. As we passed the dessert table, Mom added like she was delivering news from the podium, and Jim, please do not make this about you. Tonight is for winners. Emma is the real winner here. The words landed like a door closing. I swallowed what I wanted to say. Lily tugged my sleeve. Can we have pizza? Sure, I said. Let us order one. I sat with my kid at a splintered bench, tapping my phone with ketchup on my thumb while cheers rose from the pavilion. A man with a camera drifted by with the crowd. He glanced at us, then back to the banner. I did not think anything of it. I just counted stars with my daughter at 4 in the afternoon and watched the empty seats stay empty. I have always been the one who covers gaps. When Dad's roof sprung a leak, I bought tar and spent my only free Saturday patching shingles while he stood on the grass saying, you missed a spot. When Mom's prescription card lapsed, I drove across town on a midnight break to front $287.14 at the 24-hour pharmacy and got a text after, paid you back in love. When Adam collected a stack of parking tickets, 9 to be exact, I stood at a courthouse counter with my badge turned backward because it would look bad if someone recognized him. He owed me $20 later with a thumbs-up emoji. The running joke in our family chat is that I am Officer Discount. I get asked about waiving citations as a birthday present, about neighbor noise complaints, about whether I can just talk to someone about a cousin's suspended license. Meanwhile, Adam's updates get fireworks and hashtags. When he landed his first angel investment, Mom hosted a brunch for backers and tried to seat me at the kids' table because my work stories are intense for polite company. I used to tell myself it did not matter. I had Lily. I had a route through town where the barista knows I like my coffee black and my donuts plain. I had a partner on nights who cracks the same dad joke every shift change. The invisible son can still have a decent life if he is stubborn about it. Money is where the invisible part turns heavy. There is only so much stretching you can do as a cop in a city that loves overtime but not raises. I keep a spreadsheet I named Breathing Room. It has 4 colors: green for paid, yellow for pending, orange for will make it, red for pick up another shift. When my marriage ended, that spreadsheet decided how often the light stayed on. We share custody now. I keep the rent cheap and the pantry boring. Once in a while I splurge on Lego sets I pretend are educational. 2 months before the reunion, Adam called with the speed talk voice he uses when he is about to ask for something big. "Bro, I need you to co-sign. It is just a bridge loan. The investor money is a lock. They love me. They just need to see family support." "How much?" I asked. He laughed like I was adorable. "It is not about the number. It is always about the number." Silence. Then 150,000. I looked at Lily asleep on the couch, TV still on mute, subtitles flickering. "No, come on," he said. "You are the one with the stable job. Your credit score is like a Boy Scout badge." "No," I said again. "You are being dramatic. It is family." I hung up. He texted Mom. "Jim is in a mood." She texted me, then called again. 12 missed calls in one afternoon. Finally a message. "We are disappointed. You of all people should support your brother's dream." I stared at it until the screen dimmed. A week later, a box showed up at my door with a note in Mom's handwriting for Lily, so she can feel proud at the reunion. Inside was a gold bow and a dress 2 sizes too big. The tag said $179. I checked my account, sighed, and transferred $30 via Venmo for cupcakes for Emma's party because Aunt Denise posted in the group chat that everyone should contribute. No one thanked me. That is not new. It is the default. Then the scholarship email went around. Emma won a statewide STEM award. She deserved the world for that. The part that stung was Mom's PS. "This is what success looks like. Like the man who shows up to overdoses at 3 a.m. is not doing something that counts." The reunion plan hardened. They rented the pavilion, hired a photographer, ordered engraved champagne flutes with Adam's logo. They made a seating chart. There were columns for investors, mentors, press. There was not a column for the son who knows where the spare trash bags are. On the morning of, Mom called while I was tying Lily's shoes. "Do not be late," she said. "Be appropriate." Then, as if she were commenting on the weather, "If there is a seating squeeze, you will understand." Meaning what? Meaning you and Lily might have to be flexible. It is about optics. Optics! I stared at my kid's sock with the tiny hole at the toe and said, "We will see you there." I told myself I would take whatever they handed me and make it fun. I packed crayons and fruit snacks. I slipped $20 into my wallet just in case. Lily brought her Fox. We drove with the windows down because the AC rattles and she likes the wind in her hair. At the park, the first thing I saw was the banner with Adam's face next to the words Vision, Courage, Results. The second thing I saw was the list of names at each plate. My name was not there. No Jim. Plus Lily. Just family in the centerpieces and a note at the end of the program. "Special thanks to our community heroes." I guess I was supposed to feel included by implication. "Daddy, are we heroes?" Lily asked. "Every day," I said. "Let us find our adventure spot." We found the bench under the trees. It tilted. The wood smelled like old rain. I ordered a large pepperoni and a small cheese because that is what her face does when she says extra melty. As the pavilion clapped for speeches, Lily drew a fox wearing a graduation cap. I pretended my chest did not hurt. When the pizza came, we ate straight from the box, legs swinging. I kept my back to the pavilion so I would not flinch when someone shouted to Adam again. At some point, a cameraman drifted near the trees, panning across the park. He paused on us just a second, and I almost told him to keep walking. Then Lily waved. She does that to strangers like the world might wave back. He smiled, filmed the banner, then us again, the tilt of the bench, the pizza box. I did not know his logo. I did not care. I wiped sauce off Lily's chin. Over the microphone, I heard Mom say, "Bright as a bell. Tonight, we honor the true winners." I folded another slice in half and counted to 10. The big moment did not come with fireworks. It came with folding chairs. After the toasts, the DJ started in with the nostalgia playlist. Relatives danced. A drone buzzed like a huge lazy fly over the pavilion. Adam worked the crowd, pointing, laughing, hugging donors like he invented gratitude. Mom floated between tables, checking on everyone who mattered to her. I walked Lily to the restrooms and back, her small hand, trust warm in mine. When we returned, our bench was occupied by coolers. No one had moved them. They had appeared like we were not supposed to be there in the first place. I looked toward the pavilion. There were still empty seats near the end of one table, two, actually, next to the stack of spare programs. I took Lily's hand and headed that way. "Hey," I said to the nearest cousin, "mind if we grab those two?" She glanced at the name cards, at me, at Lily. "Those are for investors. Investors who are not here," I said. "I'm just trying to let my kid sit with a backrest." Mom heard my voice and came over, smile crisp. "Jimmy," she said through her teeth, "please do not make a scene." "A scene? 2 chairs?" I asked. "It is about optics," she said again. "Press is here." Adam materialized with a flute of something bubbly. "Bro, chill. We will get you a chair." He turned and snapped his fingers at a teenager in a staff shirt. "Grab a folding chair for my brother." The kid brought 1 chair, metal, no cushion, he said at a polite distance from the table, like we should be grateful to orbit. Lily tugged my sleeve. "It is okay," she whispered. "I can sit on your lap." I picked her up and sat in the metal chair. My knees pressed the table edge. A server stepped around us with a tray, adjusted so she did not bump my shoulder. Adam raised his glass again for a toast. "To entrepreneurs, the real risk takers." I laughed. It came out wrong, sharp, tired. Mom's eyes snapped to mine. "If you cannot support your brother, you can at least be quiet," she hissed. "Do not ruin this." I set my glass down. My voice came out steady. "I am not ruining anything. I am feeding my kid." Adam leaned in. "You are acting like a martyr, Jim. It is one night on top of a lot of other nights." "Do not start," Mom said. "Not here." A reporter walked by with a boom mic. He glanced at the kids' table, at the 50p table, then at me. "Sergeant," he said, reading the name on my chest. "Mind if I ask you a quick question for the local piece?" "I am off the clock," I said. No comment. He nodded, moved on. But the mic had already caught Mom's stage whisper. "His daughter is the real winner here," referring to Emma, not Lily. It was the same tone she had used my whole life, just louder now that there were witnesses. Something settled. Not anger, clarity. Like when a siren stops and you can hear again. I stood up, Lily's arms around my neck. I sat her down gently and brushed crumbs from her dress. "We are done," I said, mostly to myself, then louder to Mom and Adam. "We are leaving." Mom reached for my arm. "Jim, do not be childish." I stepped back. "No, this is not childish. This is me saying no." Adam rolled his eyes over seats, over years. He spread his hands. "You want a medal for being a cop? You chose that." "I want a chair at my family's table," I said. "And I am done paying for a table I do not get to sit at." A few heads turned. An aunt whispered. The DJ missed his cue. I could feel that ripple. The "oh no, here it comes." I stayed calm the way I do at fender benders, when both drivers swear it is the other's fault. Mom's voice went brittle. "After all we have done for you." I thought about the nights, the checks, the quiet drives home with an empty wallet. I thought about the bridge loan ask, about the dress with the price tag that could have been a week of groceries. I looked at Lily, who was watching our mouths like she was trying to read along. I crouched to her eye level.
"We are going to have a movie night, okay? Just you and me. Can we finish the pizza?" "Absolutely."
I stood, met Mom's eyes. "I am not the problem. I am your boundary. You keep pushing past it because I let you. That ends now." Adam snorted. "Oh my God. This is not about revenge," I said, surprising myself with how quiet my voice was. "This is about closure." He opened his mouth to argue, but the reporter had drifted back, a lens over his shoulder, catching the edges. Lily's Fox, the single metal chair, the table place cards. I took Lily's hand. We walked away. Behind us, Mom called my name in that sharp way like I was 8 and had touched the good china. I did not turn around. I carried the pizza box with my free hand. Lily hummed the song from her cartoons. The sun was too bright. The bench by the trees was empty again, waiting like nothing had happened. We sat and ate in the shade. The drone circled once, then veered off toward the banner. I breathed for the first time all night. I breathed. We watched a movie on my laptop in the car. The pizza box balanced between the seats. The windows cracked to let the park air in. Lily fell asleep halfway through, chin shiny with cheese grease, Fox tucked under her arm. I carried her to the car seat and drove home slow. I turned my phone face down and left it there. The next morning, my phone would not stop buzzing. 37 unread messages, then 52, then 103, missed calls. Dad, 3, Mom, 9, Adam, 14, unknown, 5. The group chat stacked with screenshots. My partner texted a link with a skull emoji. You are famous, I clicked. A national morning show had run a feel-good montage about community celebrations. And there we were. 5 seconds that felt like an hour. The big banner, the champagne flutes, the line, celebration of success, and then a cut to a police sergeant and his kid eating pizza on a crooked bench because there was not a seat saved for them at the family table. The mic had caught Mom's line, the real winner here, without names. The internet filled in the blanks. The caption asked, who is the real winner? I put my phone down and poured cereal. Lily shuffled in, hair a soft mess. Is school today? She asked. Not today, I said. We are doing pancakes for dinner tonight. She grinned. With strawberries? With strawberries. The phone buzzed again. I checked once because duty is a habit. A request from the precinct PIO, do you want to comment? And a text from the reporter asking to confirm spelling of my name. I declined both. This was not a scandal. This was just our bench. By noon, Mom had left a voicemail that started tearful and ended scolding. You embarrassed us. You made it look like we excluded you. I deleted it. Adam texted, you need to fix this. We are getting heat. Then a follow-up. Bro, just post that you like picnics. I let the bubbles fade. At 2 p.m., Aunt Denise wrote in the group chat, this is a hit job. He could have asked for a chair. I almost replied with a picture of the single metal chair, but I did not. I took Lily to the park instead, a different one with a tire swing and a water fountain that barely works. On the walk, she asked, are we in trouble? No, I said. We are just not sitting at the wrong table anymore. When we got back, there was a message from Dad. Come over and talk like a man. I put my phone on airplane mode. I set out 2 plates and chopped strawberries. I wrote out bills because the electric company does not care about family drama. The spreadsheet turned 3 boxes from orange to yellow. Small victory. Lily watched cartoons and built a Lego police station next to the toaster. The next wave came at night. A cousin posted the clip with a paragraph about respecting those who work in silence. A former classmate tagged me and wrote, did not know this was your family. Yikes. My landlord texted, saw the news. You are good tenants. Ignore the noise. That one made me smile. Mom finally sent a message that was almost honest. We did not think the cameras would notice you. I stared at it. I typed 3 drafts of replies and erased them all. Then I wrote, you do not notice me unless I pay. Within minutes, the calls started again. I let them go. 18 missed, 24 missed. Pick up, Adam wrote. We need you to say the family is close. When I did not, he switched tactics. Do not do this to Emma. She is just a kid. I looked at Lily asleep on the couch and felt something old in me harden into something new. I will not, I texted. That is why I am not lying for you. 2 days later, an email landed with the subject line, Opportunity for Emma. It was from Mom copying Adam and me. Given recent events, she wrote, it would help optics if we placed Emma in St. Bart's for the fall. Tuition is $18,400. Since you have been in the news, we thought you could rally support, maybe cover first semester. Family pulling together. I read it twice to make sure I was not hallucinating. I replied, no. Then I blocked the thread. They tried other angles. Dad called my lieutenant. Is Jim all right? He is acting erratic. My lieutenant popped into roll call and said, your dad is worried you are setting boundaries. I told him that is legal. The room laughed. I did not. Mom went public in the small way she knows. A Facebook post about how some people twist things. The comments split predictably. Half of them were church friends saying praying. The other half were people who had seen the video saying, save a seat. I did not engage. I cleaned out the trunk of my car instead. 3 traffic cones, a blanket, Lily's soccer ball. Ordinary things are how you survive. Then came the cash ask. Naked and simple. Can you send $2,000 today? Adam texted. Bridge loan hiccup. I will pay you back Friday. I typed no. He replied with a voice note about family obligation and my cop's salary and how he would loan me his Xbox when we were kids. I did not answer. 10 minutes later, Mom chimed in. We are being evicted from the pavilion next month for a follow-up event because of negative press. Help your brother fix this. He needs a PR firm. I put the phone in the junk drawer and went to wash dishes. That night, a neighbor knocked with a pie because her kid loves Lily's chalk drawings on the sidewalk. We ate slices at the counter. Lily talked about spelling words and foxes. The phone in the drawer hummed like a trapped insect and I let it hum. Day 3. I texted my terms. It was a note I wrote in the Notes app and read out loud to make sure I sounded like myself. Here are my boundaries. 1. I am not co-signing anything. 2. I am not paying for events, PR, or tuition. 3. If you speak to my boss again, I will file a complaint. 4. No more using my job as your discount card. 5. If we meet, Lily and I get actual seats. 6. Any conversation starts with an apology. I sent it to Mom and Adam individually. I did not send it to the group chat. I set the phone down and breathed. 4 minutes later, Adam replied, "You are ridiculous." 1 minute after that, "Fine, we will talk." Mom took longer. When she finally answered, it was a single line. "You have changed." I wrote yes. She called. I did not pick up. 11 missed calls. 14. Then a text. "Sunday dinner. We will set 2 places." I stared at "we will set 2 places" until the letters blurred. I typed, "Not this week." Then I took Lily for ice cream because you should mark small landmarks when you find them. The next morning, the reporter called again. "There is interest in a longer piece about first responders and family expectations," he said. "Off the record, no stories," I said. "I am just a dad who ordered pizza." He laughed. "Understood." After I hung up, I got a message from the school counselor about a parent committee. They needed someone to organize a safety day. I said yes without thinking. It felt like the right kind of table. I spent my lunch break calling the bike shop about helmets and the firehouse about a visit. It was the most peace I had felt in days. At night, when the apartment was quiet, I opened the storage bin where I keep the photo albums no one wanted. There is a picture of me at 10, holding a trophy for a spelling bee. Off to the side of the frame, Adam, 8, is in the center holding a soccer ball he did not win that day. Mom's hand is on his shoulder. I looked at my small face with a disappointed smile and said to no one, "You were there." Then I put the album back and went to bed. A week after the reunion, I met Mom and Adam at a diner at 10 a.m. because public places keep conversations honest. I chose a booth by the window where Lily could draw on the kids' menu. I ordered coffee. They arrived in silence, thick as syrup. Mom started with a sigh. "You heard us." I stirred my coffee. I showed up. "You did not have a seat for us." Adam folded his arms. "It was not personal. It always is when it is a pattern," I said. "And it has been a pattern since we were kids." The waitress placed pancakes in front of Lily. "Extra strawberries," she said, winking. Lily beamed. I let the quiet stretch. Mom tried the old tone. "Your brother is building something. He needs family. He needs boundaries," I said. "And so do I." Adam leaned forward. "So, what will make this right?" "You listen," I said. "You stop asking me to pay for the privilege of being related to you. You apologize to Lily for telling her she was not a real winner by making sure she did not have a seat. You stop calling my boss. You leave my paycheck alone." Mom's mouth tightened. "We can do a seat. The rest is dramatic." I stood my ground. No more money, no more co-signing, no more PR. "If you ask again, we are done." She looked at Lily and then at me. "We did not know you felt so excluded." "You did," I said. "You just counted on me swallowing it." Silence again. Then Adam muttered, "Fine. I will not ask you for money." He said it like a concession on a game show. It was still more than I expected to hear. Mom did not apologize. She rarely does, but she lowered her eyes when she told Lily, "We will save you a seat next time." Lily said, "Okay." Like she was deciding whether to share crayons. I paid the bill. Adam did not fight me for it. On the sidewalk, Mom reached for a hug, and I gave her one. The kind with boundaries. She whispered, "You do not have to be so hard." "I have to be exact," I said. For her. We went home. I went to work. I walked my beat and waved at the shop owners who know my name. I filled out reports and taught a rookie how to write one without sounding like a robot. I sent the parent committee a schedule. I fixed a leaky faucet. I cut the tag out of Lily's blue dress so she would stop scratching at her neck. That night, I tucked her in and sat on the couch with a bowl of cereal because I was too tired to cook. My phone was quiet for the first time in days. No new messages, no new asks. It felt like standing in a doorway and finally choosing which side of the house is home. I do not have a grand revenge. I will not post a thread or sell a story. I will not make a speech at another reunion. I will not co-sign, will not fund, will not fix optics. I will show up for the tables that show up for me. I will keep my budget green when I can and orange when I must. I will pack lunches and open jars and do funny voices. I will sit where there is a seat for my kid and me, and if there is not, we will bring our own chairs. I used to think closure was a door slamming. Turns out it is a lock clicking from the inside. Sometimes, late at night after Lily's breathing has gone soft and steady down the hall, I sit on the couch with the lights off and let myself feel it all. The weight I carried for years that I finally set down. It hurts more than I expected. This quiet after the storm. Not the sharp pain of that evening under the trees, but a slower ache, like a bruise you only notice when you stop moving. I mourn the family I thought I had. The one where love wasn't measured in trophies, investments, or how useful I could be. I grieve for the little boy who stacked chairs and hoped someone would notice he was still in the room. But underneath the hurt is something lighter, almost frightening in its newness, relief. For the first time, I'm not bracing for the next ask, the next slight, the next time I'll swallow disappointment so everyone else can stay comfortable. My shoulders feel different, lower, looser. I catch myself breathing deeper, like my lungs have permission to take up more space. I'm proud too. Not the loud, banner-sized pride my family chases, but the steady kind that settles in your chest when you know you did right by your child. I protected Lily from learning too early that love can come with conditions. I showed her that her dad has a spine, that he can walk away from a table that doesn't make room for her. When she's older, I hope she remembers the pizza under the trees more than the empty seats at the pavilion. I hope she remembers that we were enough for each other. And I'm lonely, if I'm honest. Cutting them off didn't just remove the demands. It removed the familiar noise, the group texts, the occasional thinking of you that was never quite enough but still felt like connection. Some nights I miss even the unfair version of family, the way you can miss an old injury because it was yours for so long. Yet every morning when Lily pads into the kitchen asking for pancakes with strawberries, or when she hugs me at the door before school and says you're my favorite hero, I know I chose the right kind of loneliness, the kind that leaves room for real love to grow. I chose us. I'm still figuring out who I am when I'm not the reliable background guy, the one who fixes things and fades into the wall. But for the first time, I'm curious instead of afraid. I have space now. Space to feel angry without guilt, proud without apology, tired without shame. Space to just be Jim, Lily's dad, a decent cop, a man who finally learned that family isn't something you earn by paying everyone else's price of admission. It's okay to cry about it sometimes. I do, quietly, so she doesn't hear. Then I wipe my face, pour cereal, and start the day. The hurt will fade, I think. The relief will stay. And the love. The real, unconditional kind I give my daughter every single day. That's the part I get to keep forever.